Good morning, everyone. When I was a kid, I would always usually get money from my parents or my godfather or whoever, older relative, when they would see me, they'd squeeze my cheeks and give me money. And usually what I would do with that money is just spend it all. And unfortunately, when I got older, those spending habits followed me. So when I would get money, I spent it. And so there's an American economist named Alan Greenspan, and he said a quote, and he said, "The problem with today's generation and the economy is the lack of financial literacy." So I believe financial literacy should be taught in high school. It will be teaching the students how to attain financial security when they get older. One of the many reasons that I believe that financial literacy or a personal finance class should be taught in high school is because just like English and math, learning about money is something that you're going to use every day, and it's going to follow you in every stage of your life. And so the importance of teaching financial literacy will help students not only learn about earning money, saving money, and investing it, but also about any debt that they might incur as an adult. Well, first off, the importance about teaching students about earning money is very important because it encourages them to get a higher education and go to college, which is very important. It also helps them avoid any personal debt they might incur in the future. And there's a study by Ramsey Research that said they did a survey conducted out of 76,000 students. 2 out of 3 of those students were already earning $3,000 a year, which doesn't seem like a lot, but for a high school student buying books and paying for school, it makes a big difference. Another reason why financial literacy or personal finance should be taught in high school as a general curriculum is because it'll teach them about saving money. And saving money is important because it will teach students about saving for rainy days and emergency funds such as unexpected hospital bills, dental, or car repairs. That possibilities are endless for emergency funds. Teaching them about saving would also help the students save for retirement, and that way they can attain the life that they want, and they can also have a bigger nest egg as they get older. Saving money is a great idea is a good thing for students to learn. Besides earning money and earning money and saving money, the personal finance class should also teach students about investing money. Why? Because investing money at a young age only helps students, because when you invest your money, that only compounds your return, which means that you're getting more money back in the end. And once again, that's going to help with your retirement, and you're going to have a bigger nest egg when you retire, which is going to lead to a stress-free life. Plus, you can take calculated risks like owning your own business without worrying about getting a loan from the bank or borrowing money and getting yourself in debt. Now, lastly, besides earning, saving, and investing, they should also be teaching students about debt that they might incur as an adult. Now, the reason why they should learn about debt and why it's important is because you need to teach students the difference between good debt and bad debt. Good debt could be something like paying for college education, which is a good thing, or paying for a house, which is good debt. Bad debt would be something like a credit card with a high interest rate. They also need to learn about interest rates and understand that this money, every time they're swiping, this is not free money. This is money that you have to pay back, and usually you have to pay back with interest. So you need to learn how to get a card that fits your specific needs with a lower interest rate, and maybe you travel or something, and you need to give them, you need to teach them how to wisely choose the credit card that's right for them. Also, a good thing about teaching students about debt, it's important that they learn about their credit score and their FICO score, because they need to understand that having bad credit can have a long-term negative effect, which in the end can stop you from getting a loan from the bank and attaining that house or owning that business or whatever it is that you want to do. Well, I didn't mention earlier, there's already a college in Texas called Wiley College that implement they encourage their students to use several tactics in order to practice these, in order to learn personal finances, such as to avoid buying the latest car on the market, or when you get a cell phone, get one of the cheapest phone packages. Also to eat food at the cafeteria as opposed to going out to a restaurant and spending your money there. Well, with that being said, after doing all the research, I've realized that teaching students personal financing and having them be financially literate will help and teaching them about earning money, saving money, investing money, and also about managing debt that they might incur will help them in every stage of their life, just like English and math and every other curriculum that is in high school. So it only makes sense that they implement it inside the high school curriculum. That way, students can be prepared for life. Thank you.
Jonah, your thoughts?
I thought it was a great topic and how that's important for high school students. He swayed, I think, a little too much. He didn't make a lot of eye contact. He did use his hands very well when he was motioning. In the beginning of his speech, he had a lot of sources that he cited, and his conclusion is good.
All right. Well, I think you've got a good visualization and justification at the beginning of the speech, talking about how this is a daily need for students. I like that. You've got the quote from Greenspan that talks about how there's a lack of financial literacy, and I think that that's a good starting point. But other than that, there's not much proof that we have a lack of financial literacy. This is not one of those things that should be hard to prove. If you could simply talk about how much debt we have, how much credit card debt we have, how people are defaulting, how people live paycheck to paycheck, how underprepared people are for retirement, how difficult it is for people to develop enough money to make a down payment on a house, or how hard it is to finance things, then it would be a little bit easier to accept the conclusion that we need to have this kind of program. The only proof that you have is the claim from Greenspan, which is not a bad start, but it feels like it's just barely a start, and you need to build a bit more argument here. You have a structure that's easy to follow. You previewed, I thought, very clearly. You signpost each of those points as you get to it, so organizationally you're doing good. On those individual points, I think you need to develop a little bit more information. There's some information about how students start earning money early on in the process, and that really seemed like it was the last time I heard a specific source citation. After that, there's a lot of stuff that talks about bills and expenses and how there's good debt and bad debt. And I'm going, okay, so who defines this? Why? How much is there of each? How much is acceptable? why do you believe these things? And I don't get really much data on those particular points. So even though it's organized, the supporting material is mostly hypothetical in nature and very conclusionary, so I think you need stronger information to make your arguments. On the delivery issues, listening to you, I think you're pretty effective. I do think that John is correct that there's a little bit of swaying that goes on, and your eye contact with me is fantastic. All right, you talk to me all the time. I'm just looking at everybody else thinking, why are they being left out? There's one spot where I noticed that you looked off to this side of the room for about 5 seconds, and then the rest of the time, laser focus is over here, which like I said, I appreciate, but I think you want to distribute it a little bit more to the rest of the audience. All right, thank you.